Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, et bienvenue dans mon 7e épisode sur la grammaire des verbes français. Hello everyone and welcome to my 7th episode on the grammar of French verbs. In this episode, we'll learn our second tense. This is called le futur simple in French, or the simple future in English. You might be wondering why it's called simple. This is because the tense is reflected in a single word, the verb itself, unlike in English where the future is constructed with multiple words. So our future tenses tend to be composite rather than simple. So let's look at the functions of the simple future in French. The simple future is used to talk about actions and events that are situated in the future. These are often plans. For example, je commencerai mes études supérieures dans 5 ans. I will start my higher studies in 5 years. It's also commonly used for forecasting, for example, when talking about the weather. Il pleuvra demain. It will rain tomorrow. There is one use of the simple future that differs considerably to English. It is used when projecting into the future. For example, quand je serai vieux, je serai très sage. When I'm old, I'll be very wise. You'll notice that we use the present tense to form the projection in English, and then we use the future after we've created the scenario. French uses the futur simple for both. Now let's look at how to form le futur simple. First, we need to start with a new stem of the verb. For this tense, we'll use the future stem. The future stem of ER and IR verbs is the present infinitive. For example, the future stem for regarder is regarder, and for finir is finir. To form the future stem for verbs that end in RE, remove the final E from the infinitive. For example, boire becomes boire. Irregular verbs, of course, are irregular, and so these must be memorized, and I'll now go through some common irregular verbs and their future stems. The future stem for être is ser. The future stem for avoir is or. The future stem for aller is ir. And the future stem for faire is faire. The future stem for pouvoir is pour. The future stem for devoir is deuvre. The future stem for vouloir is voudre. The future stem for savoir is savoir. The future stem for falloir is faudre. The future stem for voir is ver. The future stem for venir is viendre, and the future stem for tenir is tiendre. To these stems, we add the corresponding ending for the subject pronoun we wish to use. These endings look similar to the present tense conjugation of avoir for all except the nous and the vous conjugations. The ending for je is ai. The ending for tu is as. The ending for il, elle, on is a. The ending for nous is ons. For vous is ez. And for il ou elle in the plural is ont. For example, je regarderai, I will watch. In terms of pronunciation, it's very common for the final E in the future stem to be contracted. So regarderai is more likely to be pronounced as regarderai. I should comment on the use of the simple future in comparison to the use of the near future. There is some overlap between the two, but the simple future sounds more formal than the near future, so it is used more in formal contexts, and you might see it more frequently in writing, whereas the near future is more common in daily speech. The second thing to notice is that the simple future is usually used for more distal events and the near future for more proximal events. So if something is happening in the next 5 days, you're more likely to use the futur proche, whereas if something is happening in 15 years' time, the futur simple would probably be more appropriate. And that concludes my episode on the simple future. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, please post a comment and I'll do my best to respond.